What's up guys? Welcome back to my channel. I am Alicia Armendariz and this is Living Colorado Springs. Today I'm going to be talking about the neighborhood of Monument, also known as the Tri-Lakes area. Now this area is really unique in my opinion. It has luxury homes, a lot of mountain feel, lakes, which we just don't have here in Colorado. We got 3 lakes in this area and I'm going to get into it, and then also a very well-known golf community. So if this sounds like something you might be interested in, definitely stay tuned, or feel free to reach out with questions that you may have. If you can, hit that subscribe button and bell to get notified when I make new videos each week on everything that is living in Colorado Springs. So let's get into it, guys. So to begin, Monument is just north of Colorado Springs. I would say a few years ago, and for the past couple of years, a lot of locals have kind of just referred to it as another subdivision or suburb of Colorado Springs. But with so much growth coming into Colorado Springs in the last couple of years, it's really just turned into its own little town. It is about 20 minutes north of Colorado Springs, about 50 minutes south of downtown Denver, probably about an hour to DIA Airport, and then also about maybe 20 minutes to the Colorado Springs Airport. So you have a great location if you need to be between the 2 major cities here in the Front Range, or if you're just looking to commute, or if you're just wanting a little bit more acreage and privacy with your home. That's what the Monument area has to offer. And with that being said, this area is also just known as the Tri-Lakes area. Colorado as a whole doesn't really have lakes. We're not like Texas. We don't really have much water for recreational things. We have a couple of reservoirs. So the fact that this area does have 3 lakes that you can fish on, kayak, paddleboard, whatever you want to do, that is a perk for a lot of people, whether you actually live in the area or not. The Tri-Lakes area does get a lot of tourism, or just a lot of locals on the weekend that are out and about enjoying the water. Highway 105 actually runs east and west right through Monument and kind of up into Palmer Lake, or it shoots over east over to Highway 83. So if you are in this area living or working and you come across, typical Colorado delays from the weather, construction, accidents, what have you, having access to Highway 105 is a great source to have. If you're coming right off of I-25, those initial homes, those are going to be some Challenger homes, Campbell homes, some of those nationwide builders. Those are going to be some of the homes that are popping up right now just right off of I-25. But as you make your way east on Highway 105 and you're kind of venturing towards Highway 83 in that Black Forest area, you're going to tell that the neighborhood just gets very condensed with those big ponderosa trees. The homes that sit there are a little bit bigger in size. They also sit on bigger lots. I'm gonna say on average, most of the homes in the Tri-Lakes area do sit on 2.5 acres and up to 5 acres. Maybe a little bit more, but on average, a lot of the subdivisions within the Tri-Lakes area and Monument do start on 2.5 acres. So that's just kind of what I think of when I think of Monument. Big homes, big, beautiful homes on big lots that have just a lot of privacy from the thick forested ponderosas. And a lot of those homes are going to be within the Arrowwood subdivision, Arrowwood 2, Arrowwood 3. Those homes are going to be kind of around the $650,000 mark up to the probably $950,000 mark that we're seeing right now. They're going to be on average 4-bed, 5-bath, 3-car garage, maybe a space for an RV. But as you make your way east, I'm going to say more so the Monument Tri-Lakes area is known for the Kings Deer community. Kings Deer is a golf course community, and it is a beautiful course that is renowned for just being a very long course. It has very long par 5s, I think even 1 or 2 par 6s. but a very beautiful course. If you're an avid golfer, I would definitely check it out if you don't already know about it or haven't already been there. And the homes that sit out there are big, beautiful mansions. Those are probably going to start around the 1 million mark. 1.12 right now is what we're seeing as a resale price, and going up from there. They are definitely going to sit on at least 2.5 acres up to that 5 acres mark, and they are kind of just staggered among the King's Deer golf course. They are going to be more flat and clear, just to kind of go with the flow and the feel of the golf course. So they are going to have actually landscaping. Obviously it's a big luxury home, but they're not going to have the big ponderosas that go into the sky like a couple of the other luxury homes that you hit just before hitting King's Deer. So if we shoot to the other side of I-25, if you're on I-25 and you go to the west side of I-25, totally different feel to me. You're still going to have a lot of vegetation. You're still going to have a lot of pine trees. These are going to be a little bit more of your just traditional height pine trees that you would see coming down off of Pikes Peak Mountain and also just that Front Range Mountain. These are also going to consist of the Forest View Estates. These are also going to be sitting on 2.5 acres, maybe up to 5 acres. And these are going to be a lot of custom home builds. These are probably going to start around the millions is what we're seeing right now. And they're just going to go up in price from there. These are very tucked away up against the hillside. So you definitely expect a lot of snow, but also a lot of privacy. Once you venture on 105 from there and you pass the Forest View Estates, you're going to make your way to Palmer Lake. Now Palmer Lake is, like I said, just kind of a little touristy destination. There's a whole big history behind it and how it was named and why it became a thing. Not going to get into it in this video, but if you ever want to Google it, feel free. It's an interesting story. But the main thing to know about Palmer Lake is that it is just a cute little town. That Highway 105 just kind of runs through, that I feel a lot of bikers take on a road trip, or like I said, if you're trying to avoid traffic from I-25 getting to Denver, great route to take. Also, there is a lot of open space. Spruce Mountain Open Space is off of 105, a little north of Palmer Lake, and just a lot of trails from there. So I like Palmer Lake because there's also a lot of little shopping and one of the best restaurants in the area, and the best wings in all of Colorado Springs is in Palmer Lake at O'Malley's. I love O'Malley's. It's a great spot. It is pretty famous for its wing sauce. It's top secret apparently. Nobody knows except for the owner of how the wing sauce is made, but it is a great stop, and right across the street is Palmer Lake, where again, people can go and kayak and fish and just hang out with their families for the day. The home prices in that area are gonna be a little bit lower. They're still on the higher end because there's just so much demand to be in Palmer Lake. It's quiet, it's peaceful, it gets a little bit of tourism. There's a lake there, so that's not bad. But I will say they're definitely gonna be older ranch style homes. There's even some modular homes that are posted up. These homes are probably gonna be around 400,000, maybe 350 to 400,000, kind of just depending. Like I said, they are older homes because they've just been there forever, but a lot of the community is updating them and putting in some work to remodel. There isn't a lot of turnover with that being said, but I do like that we're just seeing more of that neighborhood just kind of cleaning itself up from the residential standpoint. Now, even though the Tri-Lakes area is just kind of spread out, in general, I will say that Lewis Palmer District School District is the district nearby, and the elementary school is right there in Palmer Lake. There's also an elementary school right off the interstate as you're heading east, kind of near the Arrowwood division and the King's Deer subdivision. You can actually see Lewis Palmer High School from the interstate. Big, beautiful high school. So school district, still a good district here in town. You are north and close enough to enroll your kids in District 20 if you wanted to. That is also one of our better school districts here in town. If you're not happy with Lewis Palmer, don't know why you wouldn't, but if that's your preference, you could always look into sending your kids to District 20. And even though this community does consist of mostly lots that are on the larger side, don't worry, there is a ton of shopping everywhere you go, right off of the interstate actually. Even if you don't live in Monument, but you need to stop on your commute to Denver or to Springs coming and going, you can pull off of I-25 right there at the main exit for Monument 105 highway, and there's everything from fast food, King Supers, auto stores, nail techs, liquor stores, you name it, it's there. They have all the shopping kind of right there on the east and west side. They also have a park and ride lot. So if you are a commuter, totally feel free to call your friend, call your coworker and say, hey, meet me at the park and ride lot. We can park there and then, carpool to whatever destination we are heading to. Overall, I think the Monument area is a really great area for anyone who is wanting to still have a community feel, but also just have some privacy, and not even with a gated privacy where it's, super protective. If that's your thing, we definitely have communities like that here in Colorado Springs, but if you're just looking for natural privacy because you're away from the city, because you're surrounded by big, thick, forested ponderosa trees, definitely look into Monument or just a Tri-Lakes area in general. If you are a water person, even better. Like I said, Colorado's not known for having lakes. We just don't have lakes or water in general. So being in the Tri-Lakes area is definitely gonna be a bonus for you and your family if that's your thing. Well, there you go, you guys. There is just a little touch on Monument in the Tri-Lakes area here in Colorado. There is so much more I could go into, but I just wanted to touch on the basics. So if you guys have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me. I am a licensed broker here in the state of Colorado, and I would love to help you with your real estate needs. Feel free to call, text, DM me, leave something in the comments below, and I will get back to you if you have any questions on the home buying or selling process or just anything you heard in this video. So stay tuned for next video, and you guys have a good one. I'll see you later.